Hey everybody, it's Audrey. Welcome to another YouTube video. In today's video, I will be taking you with me on my Saturday. I didn't film the whole thing, but basically there were two big projects I wanted to complete. One was to cook some of the protein in the freezer because we use it up a lot better if we cook it and then just take it out as we need it. So I needed to cook some of the ground beef, and I found a roll of sausage also to cook. And then someone had given me a bunch of tomatoes, so I needed to turn that into tomato sauce and freeze that. So I did that as well. The other project was my daughter's bedroom. She had a total disaster. She was in the process of going through her clothes and whatnot. Also, just her normal junk was everywhere. And then my mom had taken her school clothes shopping. So she had a bunch of stuff everywhere in her room. So my husband and I helped her go through her room. So that was my other project. I wanted to tackle the food and then getting her room decluttered a bit. Anyways, enough talking. Let's just get right to it. So when I got up in the morning around 5:30, I worked out, and then I went and sat outside with my son while he did his little scootering for me. So I didn't actually get started on my tasks until, after lunch actually, because once I got my shower, I had to run a couple errands. So that was my morning. And then here I am just going through the freezer. If you remember, I said while I was living with mom and dad, I was going to try and eat down their freezer. And I still am. They just keep adding to it. My mom had gotten a bunch of ground beef, and I feel like we eat proteins a lot better if they are already cooked. So I'll take out a bunch on a day when I don't have anything going on. I'll cook it, and then I'll refreeze it and label it. Thawing out cooked proteins is a lot faster than thawing out raw proteins. It's just such a time saver. I recommend anybody do that if they have time, especially if you're getting in the meat fresh. Rather than sticking it right in the freezer, just go ahead and cook a batch of it. It's nice to have rolls of it, like if you're making hamburger patties or something, and I still left a roll in there, but a lot of ground beef recipes that I do, I'm working with fully cooked meat. So like sloppy joes or anything like tacos or enchiladas, I'm using cooked ground beef. So it's really easy just to grab out a bag and cook dinner with it. I had kind of messed up. I planned to start cooking these proteins first thing in the morning, but I forgot to thaw them out the night before. So I let them thaw in a bowl of water while I did some housework, some of the weekly 10, and then working on my tomatoes. So for my tomato sauce, I'm just coring them, putting an X on the bottom just to make peeling the skin a lot easier, and then I'm blanching them. I'm not like a professional canner or anything like that. I was just given some tomatoes, and so I decided to make tomato sauce. Right now, things are really calm at our house. School hasn't started. Sports haven't started back up. The house is just about to start taking off. Not really much going on with that either. So right now, everything's calm. That's the only reason I took the tomatoes, knowing I had time to make tomato sauce. If I was right in the thick of all of our busy schedules, I probably just would have passed. I mean, tomato sauce isn't that expensive. I enjoy cooking and freezing things like this, but it's not something I typically have a lot of extra time for. I mean, it's definitely an extensive process. You're dirtying a lot of dishes, dirtying the kitchen. Fun fact here, I don't know that my mom has a blender. I didn't ask her. I'm pretty sure she doesn't. And obviously I lost mine in the house fire. So this is my first time using my Ninja. I think I bought it. No, I didn't. I was thinking I bought it at Prime Days, but I didn't. I actually bought it the day before I was going to make the tomato sauce. Rarely is anything delivered next day, but this was. And I love it. It's like a Ninja Mini or something. The one I used at our old house was given to me as a gift 12-ish probably years ago. And it was on its last legs. It was not in great shape. It was broken. Pieces were falling off. You kind of had to put it back together every time you used it. So this was a joy to use. I was really excited about it. I bought some protein powder and some yogurt and stuff to make some smoothie type things with it. I'm really excited to use it a little bit more. My mom's house is small, so basically I have to use it and then put it downstairs in the storage room when I'm not using it. So it's a little bit cumbersome right now, but it'll be nice in the new house to have this new appliance for sure. And I'll go ahead and put the link below. Like I said, I think it's a Ninja Mini, but I'm not 100%. And then, of course, because a mom's job is never done, while I was letting the tomato sauce and the meat cook on the stove, I was multitasking. So I switched the laundry, started my sheets for the weekly 10, and then I'm emptying the dishwasher. This is actually very uncharacteristic of me. Typically, if I'm going to undertake a project in the kitchen, I will completely clean the kitchen. I'll make sure the dishwasher's empty so I can reload. I'll make sure all the counters are really clean. But I don't know, for some reason, I just kind of jumped into this. I guess because I was anxious since I was getting a late start in the day on this project. I don't know. But I didn't do any prep. I just started cooking as soon as I was home. So after the sauce had cooked to the thickness that I liked, and then I cooked all of the meat, I started bagging everything. The sausage, I ended up just putting in a container in the fridge. I thought that'd be a good excuse to have biscuits and gravy. That's one of our family's favorite breakfasts is biscuits and gravy. If we are going to make a big breakfast, biscuits and gravy are going to be included. So I didn't worry about bagging the sausage. I did bag up the ground beef. I measured it out and bagged it in 3-ounce increments. It is, a pretty fatty protein, so I didn't want to overdo it. That's the 3 ounces would be for my husband and I just to split, and then, whatever meal we're having. We'd obviously bulk it up with a vegetable and a grain or something. And then for the tomato sauce, I just used a measuring cup. I just divided it into 3 bags. It was a total guess. That seemed like a good amount for a dinner. If I'm going to use meat sauce, the whole family's going to eat it. So after I got everything bagged up, I put it all on a baking sheet and stuck it in the freezer. The baking sheet is just temporary. It's just a flat surface so that all of the bags freeze flat and they're not all bunched up or anything. And then, you can get more in your freezer that way. Now, cleaning does not get me excited, at all. I really don't enjoy it at all. But I cannot tell you how excited I was to finally tackle cleaning this kitchen after it already being in not good shape. And then me definitely making it way worse with my meat sauce fiasco. So being able to scrub the whole kitchen clean was, oh my gosh, it was an itch I was finally able to scratch. And I am completely against hand washing. I'm just super lazy, I guess. I spent 15 minutes trying to make every single dish fit in the dishwasher, which obviously it wasn't going to because I had 2 big pots, 3 big plastic bowls, and then everything else. So I worked on that dishwasher like a puzzle forever until I finally relented and just washed the mixing bowls by hand. It's just like the person that will vacuum over a little piece of paper, 100 different times to try and suck it up rather than just bend over and pick it up. Are you that person? Comment below. I am definitely that person. And then I wasn't fully able to scratch my itch, metaphorically, because I realized when I went to start the dishwasher that we were out of detergent. So another fail on my part. I wasn't able to start the dishwasher until later this evening. For the stove, I scrubbed it with Dawn soap, wiped it off, and then I used my Easy Off. I sprayed it on all of the stubborn grease stains, and then I came back to it. This stuff is incredible. There's no harsh odors, and it literally melts any dirt or grease off of anything. While the Easy Off set, it was time to switch the laundry, so I did that, always multitasking. I always use a different sponge for scrubbing anything with chemicals. So I used a little scratchy pad, scrubbed everything off the best I could. I didn't get too crazy with it, just to get the bulk of the mess off of there. And then I scrubbed it down one more time with Dawn just to get rid of any residue from the Easy Off. And then I moved to cleaning the counters. After I scrubbed the counters, I wiped off the top of the microwave, scrubbed the sink, and then I was done. And then Luke and I moved on to organizing or helping Isabella declutter her bedroom. Isabella's room was a total nightmare. She had stuff everywhere. I focused on downsizing her clothes and getting those straightened out while Luke went around and just basically did the rest. I didn't record very much of us going through her room. I wish I would have done it before and after because it was astounding. And that was all that I was able to get done. I got ready and we went out that evening for dinner with my brother and sister-in-law. That is my whole video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you took something away from it. I use these YouTube videos just to show you a little behind the scenes of my life, try to motivate you in some way. They are not super interesting right now. I'm hoping once we get going on the new house, they will be a little bit more content heavy, have a little bit more substance to them. Comment below if you enjoyed this or if you took something away from this. Please, please, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends and family. I would be so appreciative. Thank you guys again, and I will see you on Friday. That video will be a look at how I plan for the week ahead. So definitely be sure to check that out. That will include meal planning, groceries, cleaning, all that good stuff. Thank you guys again for being here, and I will see you on Friday.